Williams.
2 more championship points.
Thank you.
In the twilight of her career, Serena was always in the shadows of her big sister Venus. Just after her 17th birthday, Venus reached the finals of her very first US Open in 1997. While the elder sister was cracking the top 5 and taking titles, Serena was stuck titleless and struggling to go deep at the majors. That was until 1999. Though losing early in Australia, Serena pushed 2 top 15 players to the brink, falling to Steffi Graf in Sydney and Sandrine Testud at the Australian Open. Her next tournament after Melbourne was the Open Gauze de France, in which she finally broke through, winning her first title over home favorite Amélie Mauresmo. This would only be the beginning for her, as she would then pick up by far the biggest title of her career at the time, Indian Wells, beating 3 top 10 players on the way, including Lindsay Davenport and then Steffi Graf in the finals. Serena extended her streak to 16 before losing in the finals of the Miami Open to sister Venus in 3 sets. It wasn't a total loss though, as Serena posted 2 top 5 wins, beating number 3 Monica Seles and number 1 Martina Hingis, both in straight sets. The clay court season wouldn't be as successful though, as she lost in the quarters of both the Rome Open and German Open. She then suffered another Grand Slam early exit, losing the 3rd round of the French Open. In the next Grand Slam, Wimbledon, Serena didn't even compete due to a flu and high fever she obtained before the start of the tournament. After this though, another winning streak would continue, with Serena returning to play at the Acura Classic, winning that tournament, beating number 1 Martina Hingis in the process. This would be her only hardcourt tournament before the start of the US Open. Despite this being the first time Serena had positive results immediately preceding a major tournament, oddsmakers and critics still overlooked her as a true threat to win the tournament. Instead, the tournament favorite was reigning Wimbledon champion Lindsay Davenport. Serena's father Richard saw differently though, and actually predicted an all-Williams final. Serena started her campaign against fellow American Kimberly Poe, crushing her 6-1, 6-0. She then faced Croatian qualifier Jelena Kostanik, recovering from an early deficit to take her out 4-2. The easy matches would be no more for Serena from that point forward, as she would next be brought to the test against 16-year-old Belgian Kim Clijsters. Kim's consistency and Serena's inconsistency contributed to a 6-4 first set win to the former player. Serena then cleaned up her game to handily take the second set 6-2. While you think Serena would from then on steamroll the more inexperienced player, Kim looked to do this herself as she took a 5-3 lead serving for the match. Serena, being the comeback queen, then won 16 of the last 17 points to take the set and the match. In her round of 16 match against Conchita Martinez, Williams will once again drop the first set 4-6 before storming back to claim the second set 6-2. She continued this momentum into the third, winning 8 with the same score. This win also marked the first time she advanced to the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam. In the last 8, Serena will play a blockbuster under the lights against Hall of Famer and tennis great Monica Seles. For the 3rd straight match in a row, Serena would lose the first set 6-4. It would also be the 3rd straight match in a row where she would then win the next 2 sets, as she then took out her compatriot 4-6, 6-3, 6-3. In the semifinals, Serena will face another American, number 2 seed and defending champion Lindsay Davenport. After a 5-hour rain-induced delay, the match finally begun. Despite being the lower-ranked player, Serena would have the edge as she was 2-0 over her that year so far. Williams looked to make it 3-0 as she took an early lead and won the first set 6-4. However, Lindsay was not eager to let another loss come her way, as she would take the second set emphatically 6-1. The third set was very similar to the first, as it had the same scoreline and result, with Serena taking it 6-4 to advance to her first Grand Slam final. In the second semifinal, Venus looked to join Serena for a family affair on Saturday, as she would take on Swiss Miss Martina Hingis. Like their prior semi, this match would be an absolute dogfight, in which Hingis ended up winning 6-1, 4-6, 6-3. She was the fitter player when it really mattered, while her opponent Venus struggled as her legs were taken over by cramps. Though happy and relieved she made it through, Martina wasn't too keen on having to play another Williams sister, as this is what she told the press post-victory. Another one, I was so far never able at the same tournament to beat both of them, but I just didn't want that finals to happen, Williams. Though it was no Williams sister final, Serena versus Hingis would still be highly sought after, mostly due to what was said off-court by each player. When asked about the Williams sisters and the pressure on them, Martina answered,
They did it, they always have a big mouth, they always talk a lot, so it happened before, it's gonna happen again, so I don't really worry about that,
When caught wind of this, Serena fired back saying,
She's always been the type of person that just says things and she just speaks her mind, and, I just guess it has a little bit to do with not having a formal education.
2 years prior, the eldest Williams would take on Martina Hingis in the U.S. Open Finals. It was shaky and visibly nervous. This time around, though, the younger sister Serena was determined and prepared to win. When watching her sister and Hingis play, no matter the opponent, she made it clear she would be ready, saying, I don't care who I play now, I'm ready. To ensure her readiness, she grabbed the court after Martina clinched the victory to work on her strokes for half an hour. Serena started off the match with a tough hold and then immediately broke Hingis' serve. She was able to maintain this break advantage throughout the entire set to take it with a score of 6-3 in 37 minutes. Serena continued her dominance into the second set to pick up another early break and kept it to go up 5-3. She then had 2 match points in this game but was unable to seize these opportunities and ended up dropping the game. When trying to serve the match out at 5-4, Williams faltered and lost that game too. In the next 2 games, both ladies held to push the set to a tiebreaker. Neither gave another an inch at the start of the tiebreak, with the first 8 points being split evenly at 4 apiece. On a Hingis second serve, Serena just went for it and was successful, giving her a mini break to go up 5-4. The two engaged in another long and physical rally that boxed Serena up to the net. Martina's best chance to win the point was to hit a topspin lob, which she did, but unfortunately for her, it landed just wide. Now, on her third match point, Serena would be vying to close it out on her own serve. It was now on her turn to make history and become the first black woman to win this very tournament since Althea Gibson did it back in 1958.
2 more championship points.
Thank you.
That's great. You did so well.
Had a lot of up and downs this year, but it was a tremendous experience here playing. Yesterday, I think the fans saw some great women's tennis, and I also want to congratulate Serena on her first title here at the US Open. It was a great match.
Bill, I think you have a nice check for our winner.
We do. The championship check for $750,000 to a player who had played a fabulous match today. Congratulations, Serena, but also congratulations on the tremendous excitement you're bringing to this game.
We're going to go to that camera. Serena, the start of this tournament, you said, I'm tired of losing early in Grand Slams. This is my event. Congratulations, you proved correct.
Yes. Well, first of all, I would like to thank my God, Jehovah, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today, and I'm very excited about everything. And I would like to also thank my dad and my mom, because they've been great parents, and all my sisters and the support, and Puma for letting me wear the Puma clothing. They're great. You should get out some, get some too. And and this is the crowd. Of course, I have to thank you guys. You guys are just, you're great.
Serena, congratulations. And now, Judy, I think you have a trophy for our winner.
On behalf of the fans across America and around the world, it is my great pleasure to present to you the 1999 U.S. Open Women's Singles Trophy to Serena Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 U.S. Open Women's Singles Champion, Serena Williams.
Serena's win meant a lot for not only her family, but for the community in general. It proved that no matter how much money you have or where you come from, anything is truly possible, as this black girl from Compton won a Grand Slam at 17 years old. Not only did Serena win the singles competition this year, but she won the doubles event as well with her sister Venus. In addition to this, Serena also received a $2 million bonus from clothing sponsor Puma, as she made a deal with then-owner Anar Milchan before the tournament, telling him that she would indeed win, which she did. Though Venus was happy for her sister, she was equally disappointed and bitter that it wasn't her instead to hold the trophy and make history for her family. Though she initially stated that her subdued demeanor during the match was attributed to the sun making her sleepy, her mother Orstine would later reveal that it was extremely difficult to deal with the fact that she wasn't the first. Venus didn't sleep, and I felt her emotion all night, so I couldn't sleep well either. She thinks since she's the oldest, she should have been the first, that maybe she should have been tougher. That's something they've thought about all their lives, meeting in a final two sisters. She feels she let everybody down. Venus would later explain in her and Serena's documentary that Serena's win helped her at the time because for a long while she didn't know how to win. She said that Serena taught her this, and the lesson proved to be very effective, as she would win 4 out of the next 8 Grand Slam tournaments. When reflecting on her biggest career moments, Serena always mentions this title win because it was a kickstarter of her career and even set the foundation for the rest of it. Serena ended up giving her father their trophy because she said she won a lot more, and though her next one wouldn't arrive until almost 3 years later, Serena backed up her statement 23 times and counting.
I always defer to you on these, but I thought it was good.
Excuse me? That ball was so in!
Well, in the name of goodness, could have locked